right.
Rime of the Frost Maiden main theme.
I didn't know this was a thing. This is a banger.
It's the
Yeah,
video.
it's
Is this the video
so good.
games?
I don't know.
Is there a video game?
Yeah,
think
because
there
I
is an
posted in
Icewind
the
video
wrong.
game.
I posted in the wrong Reddit sometimes. And I get yelled at by all the Redditors. Like, this is the incorrect Reddit. Go to the other one. And I still ignore them.
Have you ever seen that post where someone posting like r/trans, but he meant to post in r/trains? And so he posts a picture of like a train going through a tunnel. He's like, "Dadgum, this thing almost killed me the other day. Luckily, I'm a quick little bastard." And all of the people in the like trans subreddit were like, "Dude, this is r/trans, not trains." He's like, "Oh, my bad. Good thing y'all are welcoming." And someone then replies like, "Yeah, maybe you should read next time." And he's like, "Bark like a dog, you're beneath me, moron."
Jesus.
Wow.
Absolute banger of a post.
Dude, that's amazing.
Reddit
Insane.
is unhinged.
Dude, yeah, he's so polite in the second someone isn't to him. He's like, "Bark like a dog, you're beneath me."
Fuck you.
Oh. Alright. We're good to go.
This is an epic Tim Wilhelm moment.
All right. So
Nah.
last time. That's it. That's it. Yeah, you just got fucking kicked out.
Oh.
Damn. I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, that's news to me.
What did you
Yeah,
get?
I think it's because I created the server that I have like host privileges.
Oh. Yeah.
But anyways, last time you guys were tasked with getting a source of transportation to the island where there's supposedly a magical text that'll lead you to the lost city of Netheril, or so they say. And Belene told you that that text could help end the everlasting night and the constant snow here. So to get to that island, you had to get some transportation, and you chose to try and procure some griffins from a Goliath tribe, the Skytower tribe. So you guys went to Wormdoom Craig and caught up with your old friend Captain Tree and talked with Chief Ogolai, and she gave you a story on why the two tribes are warring with each other, or just not really warring, but they just don't like each other. And she mentioned that the other tribe would be where you could find the griffins. So you went to Skytower, and Tyr fought the chief of the tribe and won in this strength contest, and therefore gained an audience with him.
Yes.
And from there, you found that they had a different story for why the two tribes were at odds, and said that the only way that they would help you out is if you bring back Chief Ogolai's cloak. And so if I remember correctly, you guys were headed back there now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did we
think they told you the
discern
route.
anything specific about the cloak?
As far as you know, it's just a cloak that is near and dear to Chief Ogolai.
Wait, no, there was something we learned about it. Joey, do you have anything in your notes about it?
I'm looking right now.
Okay, because I know we discovered it was a magical item of some kind.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if we got that far. In that case,
Yeah.
you know that the
Cloak of
cloak is a
protection.
cloak of protection.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
And I want it.
Heck yeah. It's rightfully
I
yours.
have a plan to try to get it.
Nobody
we'll
gets it
wait.
if you're just gonna fight over it.
I'm not gonna fight anyone over it.
No, that's what I'm saying. The tribes, they don't get it if they're just gonna fight over it. Is what
That's
I'm getting
exactly
at.
what
We're
my
just
plan
gonna
is.
steal it.
If it's gonna cause problems, nobody gets the cloak.
Yes, Nick.
We're gonna have to
did-
fight 2 Goliath tribes.
We will
Well-
unite them in punishing us.
What if we only had one Goliath tribe and we pit them against each other so they killed each other, and then we just took the cloak from the ashes, you know?
So you're
Like, we could
saying
do that.
to take the cloak, blame the other tribe for taking the cloak.
I'm not
Yes.
saying that we should do that. I'm just saying that it's something we could do.
That's crazy.
I
And then in the end, it all fails.
well, this is all out of character, by the way. I'm just talking. It would not go with my character's motivation.
Zatrion would have no issues doing that.
Zatrion.
That's true.
Wait, don't you have like the curse of kleptomania or some shit
Yeah.
like that?
Yep.
It's
So that's like totally in character for you.
Still has
Yeah,
it.
you can totally steal it. All right. Well, you guys were headed back to Wormdoom Craig, and the chief of Skytower Shelter told you a route that would allow you safe passage. And
Right.
so you guys set off on the long journey once again. The moon is obscured by thick clouds, leaving little room for moonlight, and there's a strong wind up in these massive spires of mountains.
Real quick, just to address this, Ribby drank so much that he's asleep and has now been put into a backpack for the remainder of this campaign.
The remainder of the campaign.
Or, sorry, I know today's section. Nah, Ruby is in a alcohol-induced coma. He is dead. He's like actually
Wow.
killed.
Time to turn Ribby into a wave of drunken master monk.
What do you mean?
Time to turn Ribby into Riblet.
Yes.
Sorry, I just wanted to address that real quick because Jane's not here.
Yeah, she didn't even tell me that, so I'm glad you saw it. But yeah, the wind bites harshly on your exposed skin as there's large snowflakes covering the mountainside and the trail ahead of you. Luckily, your axe beaks are weathered to these conditions and can still safely maneuver through it.
Wait. Oh yeah, we did. We ended up getting by the skin of our necks, getting that whatever we're using, sled and axe beaks across.
Yep. Barely.
And after many hours of travel, you see faint light in the distance atop one of the mountain peaks, and you know this to be Wormdoom Craig. So as you guys pull your sleds in and see that the skeleton of a dragon that is so pronounced and identifiable, you can disembark and continue with your negotiations.
Guys, quickly before we get started,
Mm-hmm.
we need to talk about how we're gonna break this because these guys clearly hate each other.
I'm gonna grab it off their
Yes.
shoulders and dimension door out of here.
No, Zatrion, maybe we don't lead with that.
Okay, but it's on the table.
Let's put it like adjacent to the table.
It's next to the table.
Okay. That's fine.
Yes. I'm just reminding myself on the stories that we were told by both sides.
Sure, I can pull it up for you if you want. Let me find
So,
heal.
Oh yeah, because we had the whole we were talking about the whole Avatar situation, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but apparently they actually just did do something terrible.
Yeah.
They went back and killed
Oh.
the Griffins in retaliation.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just straight up killed it. They didn't. It wasn't defensive, is what I'm seeing written.
They
Right.
lost the soccer match or whatever they were playing.
That's it. That's it.
So,
Um,
like Philadelphia, when the Eagles lose and or win, they tear the place down.
What is this? What is this Philadelphia you speak of? Is this one of the lands you've been to, Zatrion?
You don't want to go to Philly, Tyr. You wouldn't
It's
survive
the second
Philly.
layer of hell.
Oh, I wasn't aware.
They play this game there. It's
I didn't know
called.
Avernus had a lair called Philly.
So, this is the story from Wormdoom Craig. Many summers ago, the children of Wormdoom challenged the children of Skytower to a game of goat ball. During the game, the ball tumbled near one of the griffins of Skytower. When one of our children tried to fetch the ball, the griffin went berserk and grievously wounded her. The game was called off. Hungry for more of the child's flesh, the griffin haunted Wormdoom for days. Our hunters were forced to kill it to protect the child. The two clans have been opposed ever since. And then let me get to
Just
Sky
so we
Towers.
recall too, because the child in question is now Chief Ogolai.
Yes,
That was being hunted at the time.
Yeah.
correct. Okay, so here's the Skytower story. Many summers ago, the children of Skytower challenged the children of Wormdoom to a game of goat ball. One of the children of Wormdoom, angered at being knocked off her perch, threw the ball at one of our griffins and struck it in the head. It wounded her in return. The game was called off. Days later, hunters from Wormdoom climbed our mountain and slew the griffin in its nest, a grave insult. We have been at war ever since.
Yeah, that's right.
Why don't we ask Ogolai if she remembers throwing the goat at the griffin? Because I don't.
Yeah, maybe we need to do because we did detect thoughts on the other one, right? What if we do detect thoughts on this one and see if they're intentionally lying?
Did I do detect thoughts?
Yeah, you did detect thoughts last time.
All right.
We gotta do it smart though, because I think we got lucky last time more than anything.
Yeah, because they can know that I'm in there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's worth trying to figure out if there's any maybe they both think they're right, and it's just miscommunication.
Yeah. It might be helpful to see if we can find some elders from when they were young.
Right.
They're all dead.
Well, no. There's
Are you
there's
sure
Chief,
about that,
Ugalaka,
I'm pretty
Shaka,
sure.
Nunu. Yeah, Chief Ogolai.
Ogolai was the child from the story.
Yeah, so
Oh,
any of the
right.
elders of the
Yeah.
time are probably
I see the
dead.
problem. Do I recall seeing anyone that would be of age when I was in there, Nick?
The Goliath warriors by where Ribby is, so back here, some of them look like they would be a bit older.
Okay,
Maybe they would recall,
Maybe
but
we
not
can,
the youngins or the babies.
I forgot
maybe we
about
can
the
try
babies.
Yeah, you're
quick.
tweaking out
Wait,
about him.
what about Demelok Nightwalker Thuunlakalaga? Wasn't that person
That's
like an elder?
Thuunlakalaga.
Thuunlakalaga.
Yeah, Demelok, I believe. I need to refresh myself.
It's like
Sorry,
an
it's been a
elderly.
long time, so I
No,
don't
you're good,
remember.
man.
I
Wasn't
believe
he-
he's the one that chronicles everything and teaches the youngins of their history.
Oh, well, he's perfect then.
We might want to talk to him.
Yeah. Okay. How do we get
Thank you.
Zatrion to a point where he can detect thoughts? and
Zatrion,
not
how
get
long
detected.
can you concentrate on your spell?
No, I didn't want to open up my files on my computer.
So
I
what I'm
love
saying
when I
is,
click the
like,
wrong app.
what if we're just like, hey, Thuunlakalaga, can we talk to you without the youngins in the way? And then the youngins run away, and then we've got Zatrion in the corner, and he's like stealthily doing a detect thoughts on him, and then we just start grilling him.
It's for up to 1 minute. I can read the thought of certain creatures when I cast a spell. Your action... You cast the spell, and as your action each turn... Oh, so as long as I can remain... Wait. It says concentration up to a minute. When you cast the spell, and as your action on each turn until the spell ends, so it is limited to 1 minute. You can focus your mind on any one creature you see within 30 feet of you. The creature you choose has an intelligence of 3 or lower or doesn't speak any language. The creature is unaffected. Does Thuunlakalaga, I can't say that, have an intelligence higher than 3?
You can assume that he does because a human commoner has an intelligence of 10, I believe.
Okay.
I got an idea.
So I can initially learn surface thoughts of the creature. What is most on its mind at that moment? As an action, you can either shift your attention to another creature's thoughts or attempt to probe deeper into the same creature's mind. If you choose to probe deeper, the target must make a wisdom saving throw. If it fails, you gain insight into its reasoning, if any, its emotional state, and something that looms large in its mind, such as something it worries over, loves, or hates. If it succeeds, the spell ends. Either way, the target knows that you are probing into its mind, and unless you shift your attention to another creature's thoughts, the creature can use its action on its turn to make an intelligence check, contested by your own intelligence check. If succeeds, the spell ends.
Right, okay, so we should be able to just figure this out from, like, surface level thoughts, I would think.
It seems like it.
So I wouldn't worry about, like, probing deeper unless we have to.
Okay.
You can disguise yourself, right?
Yes.
That's a thing you can do?
Yes.
Could you convincingly make yourself look like a Goliath?
A very small Goliath.
Like a youngin?
A paw.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just be mindful of, like, concentration needs if it's a concentration spell.
It is not.
Right.
It is not.
Oh, shit. Wait, are you sure? That feels like a concentration thing.
Are you sure?
Yeah, is this real?
Is this the set? It says casting time 1 action, range self, components, verbal, and what's S? Psychomatic, systematic. What's S?
Somatic.
Somatic.
Systematics.
Systematic.
Okay, so we're chilling then.
Yeah.
Look at
Big
when
chilling.
the spell ends until you use your action to dismiss it. You may seem 1 foot shorter or taller and can appear thin or fat or in between. You can change your body type, so you must adopt a form that has some basic arrangement of the limbs. It's an illusion.
Yeah, I mean that's all we need, because what I'm thinking is if we start talking to Thuunlakalaga here and we start like, hey, we want to ask you some questions, and then you pretend to be a youngin so he doesn't like notice. You know what I'm saying?
I can try.
If he shoots the,
Okay.
if he shoots the youngins out of their room, though, Zatrion won't be allowed in.
I guess, yeah, we'd have to keep the youngins in the room. But then he's gonna know that. Oh wait, no, there's youngins out there. So if you choose a youngin that's not in the room.
Well, what if he can only focus on his spell for a minute? So what if we just he casts it, we walk straight to him, and in that little bit of time, we'll just start asking questions about this
I like that
this
idea.
event.
There's beauty in simplicity.
So no disguise.
Yeah.
All right. Let's
All
go
right.
talk to Thuunlakalaga. Chaka.
All right.
All right.
I'm going to
So,
stand in the
as
back.
you enter the crawl, you see that Demelok is talking to the youngins, and one of them is making its journey through the tunnel. And you hear the other youngins kind of like cheering, as the one through the tunnel is like grunting, and you hear like sounds of anxiety, and Demelok is just
I hate
staring.
that song.
Shut up.
Me too, though.
Demelok's just standing there with his arms crossed, kind of observing to see what happens.
It's like they're fighting.
No, this youngin is making a trek through the tunnel, and these two are like watching and cheering.
Oh, he's just walking. Oh, they're like really young.
Yeah, if you remember, this cave is where they have like all the dolls and stuff.
Yeah, the
Oh,
creepy
yeah.
dolls.
And they have to. The tunnel, I think, is where like children have to cross it as like a rite of passage.
That's right.
And so like them completing the tunnel is like them being able to move on to like adulthood.
Say, doesn't this remind you of that one goat ball competition? Just gotta
The great
actually say
goat
that.
ball incident of 1964.
Was that the goat ball of '84?
Was that the bite of the Griffin?
Oh God! Was it the bite of '87?
Yeah. A couple minutes, the youngin begins to emerge, and he like squeezes himself out of the tunnel and jumps up, and like everyone like whoops and
Everyone
like says
whoops his
like
ass.
cheers, and Demelok pats him on the back and says, "Well done. I have great expectations of you going into the future. You have a good head on your shoulders." And the youngins kind of congregate by the fire again, and he talks about his experience, and they kind of listen intently. Demelok shifts his gaze to you, Sylvan, and says, "Hello again, travelers.
Hello.
What brought you guys back to our humble cavern here?"
We've got a very interesting situation amongst your tribe, the Wormdoom tribe, and the Skytower tribe.
Interesting.
And we're looking just to learn a little bit more about the goat ball tournament that went on so many years ago between you two.
Sure. It's a bit of a touchy subject, so I'm sure it was a little hard discerning some details of the story. Is there anything in particular that you wanted to learn about? I'd be happy to help you.
Let's see.
Can we just ask to recount the sequence of events? That
Yeah, I think Zatrion's got the right idea here. Let's. What were the sequence of events that went down?
I
Sure,
cast
this was
detect thoughts.
all right. He says, "Sure. Let me recount this incident. It's been many moons since this happened." And he kind of like looks up into the ceiling pensively and rubs his chin. Zatrion, on surface level, you feel a wave of anxiety rush over Demelok. And in his head, he's kind of thinking, this is strange. I wonder why they're questioning this incident. Are they trying to suss out the lies and truths of this matter? And after a couple of moments, he looks back at you, Sylvan, and says, "Well, I remember we were watching the children play goat ball. I was just a young adult at this time, so I was with the crowd and my family just watching. And I remember that the goat ball rolled near one of the griffins of the Skytower tribe, and one of our children ran over to go retrieve it and continue the game. And I'm not sure if it was just a rush of like excitement, or the bird was put into a fight or flight response by the children running towards it, but it reared up and slashed the child's face with its claw, and from there we had to tend to the child, and the game was called off. Unfortunately, the griffin had to be put down.
How was the griffin put down?
Well, I believe that our hunters discussed the matter with Skytower, and we came to an agreement that we should just use a very humane method of just slicing the animal's throat and hoping that it would kill it quickly. But
Is Zatrion still detecting the anxiety this entire time?
yes, his thoughts are kind of scrambly, and he's trying to keep the story consistent with what Chief Ogolai has told the rest of them. And you still feel that anxiety pulsing on the surface of his thoughts. And he says, yes, I believe that we had one of our hunters use a knife to slice its throat and end the animal quickly. But I'm sure you know that Skytower is not very fond of us from that event.
I'm gonna make this interesting.
What would make them so upset if you both had agreed to put down the griffin?
Well, in his thoughts, he's kind of thinking, I was hoping they weren't going to ask this question. And he avoids eye contact with you, Sylvan, and says, well, the Skytower tribe were kind of pressured into letting us execute the animal, as they were at our turf, you know. So they reluctantly accepted.
So the griffin was executed at the field?
Yes, it was right by the goat ball court outside.
I have an idea here.
Let's hear it.
I'm thinking about telling him that story Skytower told us.
Okay.
See what he thinks about that.
Go ahead, do that.
Yeah, I think you should.
Alright, sir. The reason we're so interested in this is because Skytower told us that this griffin had slain the griffin, or that this tribe had slain the griffin in its nest. We were told that the hunters came at night, slew it while it was just sleeping.
What? No, we would never do something so cowardly. Make a deception check.
Me?
Sylvan, yes.
Okay.
Is he sweating profusely?
Wait, deception?
Or
Perception.
sorry. I meant in.
Yeah, I thought you meant perception.
No, not perception. I was thinking insight. Is what I meant. Sorry.
Gotcha.
You're good. I rolled a 13 with modifier.
Okay. So you can tell that he's fumbling to try and make a lie up here, as to not dirty the name of the Thuunlakalagas. And his story is not the truth. And so he continues on to say, we would never do something so cowardly. And those Skytower goliaths, they can't be trusted. They're savages, them all. And he's kind of like avoiding eye contact and showing signs of lying.
I'll step a little closer to him, put a little bit of pressure. You're not convincing me. What's really happened, dude?
Ooh, can I try something?
Yes.
This is a DM thing. Can I get Tyr to like step in behind him and just kind of like loom with arms crossed for an intimidation check?
Sure.
Okay. Just to kind of help sell what Sylvan's doing.
Yeah.
Oh
Uh-oh.
God, that was not good.
Uh-oh.
So it was a fucking 2.
Oh, no.
So I'm gonna like try to stand behind him, but I'm also gonna like trip and kind of like catch myself. Does not work at all.
So you catch yourself and are still looming behind Sylvan, and Demelok's thoughts turn from anxiety to anger, and he says, we are hospitable to you, and I will not be threatened and intimidated in my own home. I'm going to have to ask you to kindly leave. I am done being questioned. You're scaring the children over there, and they kind of are watching this all happen, and they're a little like backed into the corner behind the fire.
Okay, out of character. I think we need to press the advantage here and kind of be like, well, how would they like to know about what really happened? You know, just
Yeah.
I mean, like we've got the truth here, but at the same time, if we burn this bridge, we might not get the Griffins.
I don't know. I feel if I push it here, we might get the Griffins.
Okay, let's talk it over. What are our options? So we can do that. We can.
If we
risk
leave,
publicity.
we can't really come back, and we got nothing to stand on
Right.
for either option, for either tribe.
Yeah. So Chief Ogolai doesn't know this, right?
Chief Ogolai doesn't know that
what?
we question.
What?
Like the truth of what happened.
No, she
maybe.
knows the truth.
Oh shit, she doesn't know the truth. Oh,
She was a child that got attacked by the Griffin, so
Oh.
she knows how it went down.
Maybe we could talk to Kapanook because he's on good terms with us and just kind of explain like what's going on and see. Well, because he's not gonna believe us though, because we're just some chuds he's met.
Yeah. I think our biggest option that might do us well, might really screw us, is just to press Demelok a little bit more.
Well, okay, what happens if we do that though? He calls everybody and we have to fight an entire Goliath camp.
We just have to make some of them remember the truth.
Well, that's the thing though. Like, how many of them don't know, do you think?
Probably
Well, at
most.
least all the babies and the youngins.
Well, the babies and the youngins aren't going to be able to help us here if we have... Hold on. 1, 2...
There's 3 down here that would probably remember, is what Nick said.
Yeah, so that's a minimum of 6 Goliaths that we have to fight.
That's not the worst. We've gone up against worse odds.
True, I mean, that's kind of a fucked thing to do. They were pretty hospitable.
I know. I don't want to fight them. I'm just saying, if it really came to it, we could take it.
And
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, I think you're right.
I can just probe deeper at this point.
Well, okay, if you probe deeper, what are you going to find out?
that he's no matter what, if I choose to probe deeper, he knows I'm in his mind already, and I've seen that he's been anxious this entire time.
Right. I mean,
Well, if you probe deeper, I think then he knows, right?
Yeah.
yeah,
he knows
if you
you're
do
in.
that, then he knows. And then on top of that, we still can't prove anything because like that's not hard proof. That's hearsay.
I legitimately cast a spell. I don't know. I don't know how well magic is ascribed to in Goliath communities.
Yeah. This is tough.
Okay, I think we
So,
back off from Demelok a little, but we're still like, okay, we were a little aggressive. We apologize, but there's
Yeah,
some
maybe-
things that aren't adding up here.
Yeah, we're just trying to get to the bottom of it.
Yeah, I think that's our.
I think
play.
that's a good play. We might have to do some rolls for that though.
That's fine. We can deal with that when it
Okay.
comes.
I like that option more because it doesn't burn any bridges yet, and we don't have to like fight the people that were nice to us.
Yeah. Okay, Demelok. Our apologies. We were a little too aggressive. That was wrong of us. There's just some inconsistencies with what you're being told. We just want to get to the bottom of it. There's something's going on here that I think you can have better relations.
Okay, make a persuasion check.
Okay. Yoicks. That's
Oh,
a
no.
2, mate.
Oh no!
Oh no. He says, like I said earlier, I'm done being questioned. Your time here is over, and please leave.
Okay. Hold on a sec. Again, this is out of character. Maybe we pull like a very well. We need to speak to your chief, and then we'll be on our way.
I'd like to speak to your manager.
No, seriously. Like,
We're
why don't we
gonna
just do
we're
that?
gonna pull a Karen. I'm fine with it.
Okay.
Uh,
Because like they're not gonna actively fight us in front of all of the children.
Are you sure about
I don't-
that?
Like, I'm pretty sure because the baby can't even walk. So
I feel
I'm
like
pretty sure they wouldn't want to risk us.
That's
I don't-
fine.
No. I'm okay if we want to try to speak to her.
Okay.
That's
Ogolai.
our last resort. Otherwise, I think we're screwed on this front.
All right. In that case, I'll kind of step in and be like, very well. We'll be on our way. We need to speak to your chief before we leave, and then we'll be off.
He says, very well, make it brief. And he kind of escorts you to the exit over here.
Okay.
Has
And
it
then as you
been
guys leave, he'll go comfort the youngins.
has it been longer than 1 minute?
Yes.
All right. Do I want to burn another for Ogolai?
Well, okay, so we know like that they know about this and that this is a thing. Do we? So we could like press the fact that we know this now. We don't have to burn any slots, and we can try to like finagle the chief into like having a peace talk, like we were originally saying, right? So we can be like, there's inconsistencies with the stories. Perhaps it would be a good idea to speak it out in person, you know?
Yeah.
And then we, oh wait, shit, no, because they only wanted the cloak. They didn't want to talk about getting the cloak.
No, they didn't. They just wanted us to
Yeah, they
hand it
wanted
over.
us to bring the cloak, and then we'd meet on Skytower ground.
Right, that's right.
Well, if shit hits the fan, I know what to do.
Grab Zatrion if you do.
What? What?
If you need to, grab Zatrion. Or Tyr, sorry. Grab Tyr.
I forgot Veline was here.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about her. So real quickly, Kapanuk would not be old enough to have been like a part of this, right?
No,
Okay.
because he was
I'm-
like young and a young adult-ish.
Okay. I'm gonna look at everybody else and be like, let me see what I can do with Kapanuk. You guys try to get what you can out of the chief.
Aline kind of like grabs your arm and says, "Hold on, Tyr, wait. Do you think that maybe we could try and blackmail her? Like, we know the truth, and that she doesn't want the rest of them to know the truth. What if we kind of force her hand into meeting with Skytower?"
Thank you, DM. I mean, Valine. This is perfect. This is
Well,
exactly.
I don't know, like,
I mean,
with the
I
NPCs, I don't want like I don't want them to just do like nothing, you know. But I also don't want to just like
yeah, I mean, no.
I don't know.
Railroad! We've been railroaded!
Yeah.
No.
No, we're
sorry.
You've
We're
railroaded
fine.
us. No, I do appreciate the suggestion though, because that didn't even cross my mind. Because in my head, this was just like an open secret, and they would not have cared if we told anyone. But that makes a lot of sense to frame it that way. Yeah, I think that's actually a pretty good idea. Is like try to pull this.
We know the
So-
truth.
Yeah,
We know
maybe
what you did.
maybe
You
we
must
give them like
tell the
the Dark
truth.
Brotherhood like we know letter. Yeah. Okay.
We know who
let's-
you are.
I think we need to try for the blackmail. Here's what I'm thinking. Once again, I'm gonna go talk to Kapanuk, and then one of you guys goes up to Chief Ogolai and basically pulls the like, yeah, we know. And then I'm over at Kapanuk. You look over. You like kind of be like, yeah, unless you want everybody to know your secret, and then you like gesture towards me, and I'm already talking to him. You know. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. How do we like this plan?
Yeah, we can roll with it. We'll see what happens.
Okay. Luke, you in for this one?
Yeah, let's do it. Do I have to do anything important?
You could maybe do bardic inspiration.
Okay.
You give that to Joey if you want to do the rolls for this.
I'll do either. I mean, Zatrion probably has a lot better charisma than I do.
That's true. That's true. Yeah,
I don't
mean,
mind
however-
doing the talking, but
However you guys want to like divvy it up, I'll do my roll and I'll go talk to Kapanuk, just so we have like that piece on the board.
yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So I'll saunter over there and just kind of like do the like, hey buddy, you know, just kind of start like shooting the shit with him. Not gonna say
Yo.
anything yet. So if you guys want to do your thing, I'll hang out here and just kind of keep him busy.
Sure. So you and Kapanuk kind of catch up with each other, and Kapanuk tells you of how he's so happy to be back with his family, and blah blah blah.
And I pretend to care.
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy, bro.
Damn. Anyway. So yeah, now it's on you guys. Good luck.
Ready? Ready, Zatrion?
Ready.
Chief.
Ah,
What's the baby moving?
this
Let's
we're getting
go.
it.
Why is the baby's head rotating? Stop it!
Why in The Exorcist? Chief Ogolai says, welcome back. It's a pleasure to see you all again. In good health, I assume.
Yes.
They're trying.
Trying indeed. It's been some trials and errors along the way, but we're here.
Well, that is the nature of Icewind Dale.
Yep.
So what can I help you guys with?
So, this story that we've been told multiple times now, becoming clear to us. We know what really happened. I'm
Is
sure you
that
don't
so?
want. I'm sure you don't want that word getting around. And the Sky Towers have put in their demands for a meetup.
Hmm. She kind of like narrows her eyes and looks around and says, "Keep your voice down, boy. Come, let's discuss this in private."
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
I'm gonna do it.
I
And she, oh, that's not Chief Ogolai.
that's
Moving Sylvan around.
that's brother Thuunlakalaga.
That's right. I think this
That's
is
his
her
actual name.
private
His brother.
quarters. Let me check.
Should Zatrion
This will be
follow?
important later.
Can Zatrion join?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think this is her private quarters. Okay, so once you all gather in, she says, "Now, what's this saying you know about you knowing the truth?"
Looks over at Zatrion and Valine. The truth of the goat ball game.
We've
And how do
questioned
I
your
know that
elders.
How do you know that that is the irrefutable truth? How do you know that Skytower wasn't just making up some story to put you against us?
They were
Put
telling
my
the
own tribe
truth.
against us?
And
We have more sources than just Sky Tower. We've put together your story, Sky Tower's story, others' story.
Make
Good bluff.
make a deception check.
Okay. Oh.
Wait,
Well, that's a 6.
well, wait, hold on. Would it be deception or would it be persuasion? Since that's actually what happened.
Regardless, it's a
What is
6.
the third? What is the third part? Like
Demelok, I
you
guess,
got.
would be considered the third party.
Because we had her, the old chief from the other place. We had her son that was like verifying it, and then we had Funk.
Demelok.
Okay. I got you
Demelok.
now.
Yeah.
My bad. I thought you were saying that it was like some other people completely unrelated.
No. I was just saying like we've got.
Okay.
Like,
I was
think,
kind of
3
bluffing
sources.
because one of the people I was including as the other was Demelok,
Oh.
which is
And
like,
we know Demelok was bluffing and anxiety ridden.
But again, you were using your spell, so that means that we know for a fact that that was like a lie. So.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I'll let you choose between deception and persuasion.
well, with the same roll, either way, it's a 6. I'll
Okay.
say I'm trying to persuade.
Okay. Did Zatrion give you bardic inspiration at all? I know you guys
Yes.
discussed it, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
he
don't
did.
think so.
Yes.
What's the die? D8.
1d8.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the last one I have.
Can I give guidance?
Okay, that's a 2.
Okay, so you got an 8 total.
Yeah.
She says, I'm not quite sure I believe you. Can you tell me more specifics of it?
I'll detail how the tribe supposedly agreed to kill the Griffin, but it wasn't on even ground. It was more like a pressuring.
Okay. Make another persuasion check. This time will be a little more difficult.
Okay.
The,
To know that I was succeeding in the first place.
the griffin wasn't killed on the field. It was
Okay.
killed in its nest.
That's a 15.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay. She kind of relaxes and says, "So, I guess you sussed out the truth. Where does that leave us? Are you gonna go tell my entire family that I've been feeding them lies that their entire existence and is it built upon a lie that we've lost members of our family because of a lie, that would surely ruin this entire tribe.
We could.
So, what are your
Or-
plans with this information?
Or you could give us the cloak of protection.
I will. As he's saying that, I'll add quickly that, Skytower's demands is about the cloak. They want the cloak, and they will agree to meet.
Peace within your time.
This cloak is very precious to me, but I'll give in to their demands and meet. But I'm not willing to part with the cloak just yet. If worse comes to worse, I'll part with it and settle their demands. But if we can find another way to solve this situation without losing it, I would much prefer that.
Understood.
I refuse to go without a attachment of guards, though. I hope this won't be a problem.
I don't see why guards would be a problem. I think that's very reasonable,
Yeah.
especially with just how dangerous the mountains are alone.
I think the other side would agree to that too.
We weren't
Fine.
told anything, right? That they said only her.
No, you
they
weren't.
didn't.
Okay, I didn't think so.
Fine. I suppose we should set off as soon as possible then, as I'm sure the Skytower tribes that you were talking to earlier would like a response quickly.
Yes, they can be a little forward.
Indeed. And she kind of grumbles and says, "Leave my quarters. I will be gathering my supplies and preparing my entourage. We'll set off at dawn."
This is agreeable to me.
She
I guess
says,
I agree as well.
"Feel free to stay the night, but do not, I repeat, do not mention this to anyone."
Worry
Understood?
Not a word will be said. Not even between us.
Good. And she escorts you guys out of the room and locks the door behind her.
Okay.
That went over a little bit too smoothly.
Oh,
Yep.
hold on.
Holding.
We're not done yet.
He kills us.
Let me see something. So, Zatrion,
Yes.
in her quarters, you notice that there's a large pile of treasure.
Oh no.
Oh,
And
no.
it is
Zatrion.
very tempting.
Fuck.
Yep.
You see a pile of coins, a
Mhm.
couple feet tall,
I
you see-
want it.
No.
gold jewelry, gemstones laid everywhere. You really want some of this.
Am I? Is anyone else in sight of it?
Since this is happening while she's escorting you guys out of the room, so
Sleight of hand.
she might not
Sleight
see
of
you
hand.
now, but
Sleight of hand. Oh,
all right.
Oh,
What are you gonna
God.
try and steal?
you said there's a couple coins or gems.
There's a lot of coins. There's 16 gemstones that you saw, and there's gold jewelry.
We're gonna just.
The jewelry looks like a gold chain pendant inset with a yellow glowing gem.
That would be too obvious of a take. Zatrion's smarter than that. He's gonna go with something that's unnoticeable. He's gonna go with the at least a handful of the gold coins.
Your greed is insurmountable. You really want 2 handfuls of coins.
Okay.
Gosh.
Fuck, man.
Make a sleight of hand check.
You say a fucking 1 right now.
No! Nat 20!
Oh shit!
Oh no.
That's a 27!
What?
Fucking go. This is the best.
All right. Wow.
Holy shit.
Okay, so your kleptomania has reached its apotheosis, and your days of thievery have led up to this moment. In one hand, you slip an old piece of jewelry, vaguely reminiscent of the gold chain pendant, in place of it, and steal that, as well as a fistful of gold pieces.
Oh god.
And so you get
I
about
took the gold pendant too.
yeah.
Is
So you
there
get-
any specific name you want me to write that as?
Write down gold pendant inset with yellow gem.
We're so cooked.
And then you stole 57 gold pieces.
Nice.
That's honestly very impressive.
I'm shocked that actually worked.
Yeah. Zatrion's just
And,
gonna
uh,
shove his hands back in his pockets. You guys don't notice either, and just continue
Yeah.
to walk out.
Not at all.
No one noticed a thing. And as you exit the room with a smirk on your face and pockets full of coin, Chief Ogolai locks the door behind you and walks off to start gathering her troops.
Nobody knows a thing.
Does anyone notice that he did this? Like
No.
any of us?
No.
Nope. What's your passive perception? I doubt that it's like 27.
27.
But-
I know it's a 9.
It's only 16.
That was an impressive roll.
that was a really good roll.
Fucking shocking.
Uh,
Okay, I'll bring everyone together. Obviously, completely clueless to this ordeal, but I'll just say, we'll leave in the morning. She's coming with guards. Speak of this, not at all for the rest of the night.
do we have our own private quarters, or are we in a large bedded area?
She
Where-
mentioned that you guys could sleep down here where you kind of slept last time.
All right.
Wait, real quickly, where do you store this? The stuff that you just got.
In my pack.
Okay. Just wanted to address that going forward.
Yep, the gold's already
Fine.
with the rest of my on-hand gold, and the pendant, it's in my valuables portion of my pack, which also still has a quilted smoking jacket with 50 gemstones woven in the size of a dwarf, a malachite comb with 7 red garnets inlaid, and a pair of obsidian sandals.
That sounds incredibly uncomfortable.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah,
that if those things.
but highly valuable.
Dude, that would hurt.
Okay. Sorry, I just wanted to quickly understand where everything was going in case we get caught and then it becomes an issue.
Yeah.
She locked herself in the room, or she locked the room as she was leaving it?
She locked
Oh.
the room as she was leaving.
Okay.
Alright, chilling.
We might be okay for now. We'll see.
Can I use detect magic?
Sure. It's like a 15-minute ritual, so I'll say that you can do it as you guys are winding down over here. You kind of cast the ritual.
Yep.
There was a blacksmith, right?
Yes. The
I'm a
top
little-
left.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Well, yeah.
I'm gonna tell the others. I'm gonna wander up to the smith. I just want to see if he's got anything to sell or to barter. I'm looking
We
to see if I
stumble
can
into
get,
the bedroom and see Ribby has been murdered.
Ribby's speared over top of the fire being roasted.
No. I'm gonna go this outside route, so I don't go into W4 where Demelok is.
Sure.
I'll go over to Wyatt and say, hey, you got a second?
Sure. What's on your mind?
Well, I was wondering if you had anything to barter or to sell.
Yes. We have a small inventory right now.
Yeah, understandable.
However, we did procure a few interesting items. Give me a second to fetch them for you.
Ooh.
So I gotta pull up the blacksmith shop.
All good, dude.
Okay. Let me see something. Okay. Yeah, she comes back and says that she has some battle axes, a couple great swords, some armor of various varieties, a couple shields, some daggers, and lots of spears and javelins. And then she says, and this is something one of our scouts found buried in the snow by what appeared to be a grave of some sorts. And she pulls out this long sword, and it's in pristine condition, and it has like magical runes inset in it in a beautiful pattern. And its hilt has a skull on each end of the crossguard, and there looks to be some sort of like memoir or like ode to the fallen sort of deal inscribed along the blade's edge. And this is a +2 longsword.
Ooh, that's nice.
How much is it?
What are you selling this one for?
3,000 gold.
Okay, I don't have that. That is a fascinating sword.
Can you do 493?
I have.
Sorry.
What?
No, this is quite a rare item.
I have quite a bit of. I have quite a bit of gold.
The funniest fucking thing you could do right now is sell that lady's necklace to her.
No.
No way.
I need to figure out what it is first.
Funniest fucking thing you could do.
I have 1,857 gold pieces on me at the moment. If you guys would like to barter with some of the things I have, I just don't think they're interested in gemstones.
What? Okay, I have something that might be worth trading for.
To at least decrease the price.
How do you feel about trading for a helmet of disguise?
That's interesting. I'm sure someone could make use of that.
Could you make use of that?
Maybe. I don't know. I've never been one for stealth and theatrics, but I'm sure there's maybe one of the upcoming youngins could specialize in something of that nature.
Let me paint a picture for you. And I'm gonna you know the scene where Woody is like...
He puts on it and becomes Bar, the Broken Bremen.
No. It's the one scene where fucking Woody's got his arm around Buzz and he's like pointing out.
Yeah.
Tyr's gonna do that. He's gonna think of the possibilities of what you could do with a helmet of disguise.
I could disguise myself.
You could disguise anyone. You're thinking small.
You're right. I would be
all of the
willing to barter
pranks
for this item.
you could play with this, okay?
I wonder if I could disguise myself as a youngin and play goat ball again.
You could absolutely do that, and you would be the best goat ball player ever.
They wouldn't know it. I would have the
They would
strength of an
have
adult with the
no
stature of a
idea.
child.
Exactly, you're getting it. You're a smart guy. Maybe we can work something out for this.
I'm a girl.
I'm gonna turn around really quickly and like cover my mouth and look at Zatrion and go, "That's a woman," and then go back and be like, "I apologize. I was unfamiliar with your game."
Wyatt
she says-
returns back with an even deeper voice than tears. Yeah.
I'm a woman.
That hurt my feelings. She says, "Yeah, I would be willing to trade for it, as long as we reach that 3,000 gold threshold."
And how much would this helmet of disguise knock off of that?
Let's find out.
100.
Ching.
That would actually just throw this thing away.
She pulls out the stone tablet of eBay.
She consults the great god of bartering, Amazon.
500 gold.
Oh God, really? Damn.
What? That is
Tier's gonna open up his bag and just kind of look through it and be like, looking for shit. He's like, I've got this monocle. He puts it on and immediately sprouts a mustache.
Her eyes widen and she goes, "By the gods, how did you do that?"
I could tell you for 3,000 gold.
I think I'll have to pass. I never really wanted a mustache, but that was a cool party trick.
He's gonna do the same thing. Think of all the possibilities of having a mustache at will.
You could be a youngin playing goat ball, but with a mustache and a
You could
monocle.
be the most mustachioed youngin to ever grace the field of goat ball.
I could really put the slamming on those guys.
And you look good doing it.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay. God damn it! Oh, my rolls are terrible today. I got a 6.
She says, "You paint a beautiful picture, but not one that I'm interested in."
Okay, he's gonna take off the
Why don't you
monocle.
go cuddle squid? Cuddle squid.
I'm just gonna look through the armor because is there any hide armor?
Yes.
Sweet.
It's nice leather work, and it already has like owlbear fur and wolf's fur stitched into it for cold weather comfort.
Perfect. This looks quite cozy. How much can I buy this for?
She says, I'd be willing to part ways with it for 10 gold.
10 gold? Yeah, I'll slide 10 gold her way. That's easy enough for me.
And because we're such great customers, you can throw in a +2 longsword, right? Right?
Not this time, buddy.
Not even wearing.
Keep dreaming.
Is there an extra set of hide armor? What am I wearing?
Yes.
Hold on. What am I wearing right now? I have leather armor right now.
Are you proficient in medium armor?
I have leather armor right now. Is that something that...
That's
I don't remember
11.
the
Is that
proficiencies
light?
that bards get. I think they just get light armor, but I'm not entirely sure.
Okay.
I want to say the same. I don't know off the top of my head though either.
Bards
here's a question.
5e.
If I were to, okay, I'm gonna hate this. Could I trade the +1 great sword for this? Is that gonna give me a decent price?
Probably. Magical weapons are very expensive, so
Yeah.
let me
I mean, oh wait. Did you say it's a long sword or a great sword?
longsword.
Long.
Oh fuck that! I don't
So-
want it.
I mean,
Sorry, I thought you said great sword, and I was like, I need this. I don't care.
He's painting this awesome picture, and then he's like, "Oh, wait a minute! It's smaller
Wait.
than my sword."
This is useless.
No, he's gonna actually see it. He's like, is that it?
Yeah, this is it.
Oh god, I don't want that. Never mind. You can't have my helmet.
so
Fine. I didn't want it anyways.
it's
Fine, I didn't want
hide
your sword.
armor is medium armor.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can't do it.
it's the
My
studded leather
proficiency-
is this is 12 plus dex, but it's light armor, and it's better than your leather if you wanted to upgrade.
Did you sell that, or is that what you had?
No, I had ordinary leather too. I'm saying if she had that, it's better than what you currently have.
Is there studded
I-
leather?
There is studded leather.
Ooh, how much does that cost?
It costs an amount.
Dude, I might have that.
Studded leather is 25 gold pieces.
Done.
She hands you a set of studded leather armor that has engravings in it that show Goliath symbology and is a nice piece of art almost. She really spent a long time engraving and making this leather armor a true masterpiece.
This is beautiful. I make sure to not give Y any of the gold pieces that I took, but older gold pieces that I have in my pack. Just in
Very good.
case. Just in case. No traceability here. What does so
Zatrion
studded
with you. Oh, go ahead.
so studded leather? What does that get me? I do
I think it's 12 plus your dex.
12 plus my dex. Alright, what else do I have currently? Okay.
Or the Chwinga music goes crazy.
I know this is good.
Oh yeah, man.
I have to hit keep watching. Alright. So I have stud letter. That brings me up to an armor class of 16.
Noise.
Wow.
Your detect magic spell is detecting. I forget, with detect magic you can like decipher what
auras.
magical items are, right?
Yeah.
Let me read the description of it.
Either that
the-
or it gives an aura of a specific type of magic.
So the pendant is giving off a magical aura, and let me see what school of magic this is from. I think it, yeah. You would know that this has some conjuration magic in it.
Conjuration. Alright.
Is there anything else that you guys are interested in?
Not anymore.
No, I'm gonna thank her and go back to our arranged sleeping quarters.
All right.
Tears
Zatrion,
from
would
the
you? She says, "Sorry, buddy. I'll let you know if there's anything bigger."
Okay.
Tyr, you're not interested in that anymore, right?
No,
Okay. I'm sorry.
it's way smaller than what I have.
Sorry.
See, he's gonna like get out and point at the other one.
Sorry, I'm just making the change to studded leather armor. Studded leather armor. Alright. I don't have anything else. I think I can fall asleep for the night. Alright.
Did you want to inspect the amulet at all to try and decipher what exactly it is?
Oh, yeah. I thought that was all you were giving me.
With detect magic, yeah, but you can also like spend, I think, like a couple hours to try and just examine it, see what it is.
I can look over it.
Okay. And anyone else doing anything?
For the night, no.
Yeah, I'm sleeping.
Okay.
Tyr's big honk schnoo.
Yeah, as Tyr is snoring away in the corner, he's laying on he's using his supply pack as a pillow, and you kind of hear like faint squeaking from inside of it, and what kind of sounds like a small creature throwing up.
Oh no. That's why Ribby has the X on it.
Kind of like hits the side of the pillow and it stops.
God, I would hate to open up that pack tomorrow.
Veline has a book open, and she's reading by the firelight. And you hear like the clanging of equipment being gathered, and some Goliaths conversing with one another before it slowly dies down, and everyone kind of moves to their bunks. Zatrion, as you're inspecting this amulet in secret, you notice that after a while, you recognize that this is a gold pendant with a yellow elemental gem in it. And what that does is let you cast the Conjure Elemental spell, specifically for an Earth Elemental.
Ooh.
And it's summon Earth Elemental.
Yes.
Just one use?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, I have it noted. Thank you.
Yep.
Honk schnoo time. Alright.
Alright.
I'm gonna run. I have to take the dogs out because they're scratching at the door, but I will be back.
Okay.
No more.
Sounds good.
In the meantime, I'm gonna use a little boy's room real quick.
Likewise. I'll be back.
I have returned.
Sweet.
Dude, it's number one thing I hate in this life. Fucking fruit flies.
Yeah, fair.
Oh my god, I hate those things.
What a nuisance.
Yeah, you get one and you'll never get rid of them for like months.
Yeah, right.
I brought in, I think it was an onion or something, had him on him. So I gotta deal with that.
That's really unfortunate.
Yeah. I cleaned out all the spots where they usually are, so like took out the trash, rinsed out the trash can, and like killed anything that was in the sink. So
That's good.
hopefully they go away.
Yeah, hopefully. I hope so.
Joey, did you play Atomic Heart?
Atomic Heart? No, I haven't.
Oh, okay. I knew someone did. It was a.
We had talked about it once, but I haven't played it.
It's pretty gas. I enjoyed it. They just announced the second one at the games convention that's going on right now.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it
That's
looks
exciting.
insane, dude.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it makes the first one look like a tech demo.
Wow, okay.
Plus,
So,
it's got Queen as the backing music, so that just like elevates it.
yeah, that's nice. I mean, that sounds really cool.
It's pretty damn awesome, man. I'm happy about it.
When's that come out?
It's like next year sometime.
Okay.
They didn't give like a fixed release date. It's just 2026.
Yeah, sure. That's more
You want
recent
it
than I
back.
felt like it would be.
Get out.
No,
Okay,
we're gonna enjoy the Chwinga music together.
you're a Twinga.
Nuh-uh. I wish I was, honestly.
Yeah, me too.
I feel like
dude.
it'd be
It
pretty
seems
chill.
whimsical and fun.
Yeah.
Nick,
What's up?
would I recall have seen any plants along this trail along either of the tribe's locations land?
I'm thinking no, because this is like a pretty hostile environment, being like a very vertical rock face.
Right.
Not much room for growth for plants and other fauna
Right.
or flora.
Okay. I kind of figured that, but I also figured I'd ask.
You're chilling.
I'm picking my spells for the day, and I figured speak with plants probably won't get me anywhere.
Yeah.
It's hard to pick when all your spells require concentration.
Dude, I know. All the concentration spells are like always so good.
I know.
You know, it's not a concentration spell.
Ice Storm.
The best spell in the entire game, baby. Ice Storm.
This is true. This is also 4th level spell.
Best spell in the entire game, baby.
Ice Storm.
I'm picking Wall of Fire as my 4th level spell.
Heck yeah.
Next
If I
time
get to use it, that'd be fire.
What level are you guys again? 7?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am back.
All right.
Hooray.
So you guys wake up and see that Chief Ogolai and her entourage are already gathered in the central area, sharing breakfast. And as you guys wake up and gather your belongings, what would you like to do?
I don't know. Stretch a little bit. Remove the vomit from my bag as best I can.
Ruby's still somehow sleeping.
Poor
Well, yeah,
Ruby.
I like fucking annihilated her with a hit last night.
That's true. Alright. So you guys want to get on your way then?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright. So, you all...
Was that considered a
gather
long
up.
rest?
Yes.
Okay.
And you all meet outside, and you get everyone. Just imagine Ogolai and 6 Goliath warriors are with her. And Veline kind of quietly says to you guys, remember, this mission is vitally important. We need to procure those griffins.
Did you give her
and-
tribe as a great sword?
It's possible. Goliaths like their big weapons.
I can respect that.
And Ogolai kind of briefs you guys on what their plan is to get there, and says that they know a safe route to the Skytower tribe, and that if you guys want to follow them, go for it, but keep a distance in case of avalanches and the sort.
Yeah.
And she kind of mentions to Veline that she might want to discard her zombie kobold companions, just to reduce weight. And Veline doesn't really like that option much, so she says, "I'll take my chances," and keeps the kobolds around. But you guys set off. It's early morning, and the clouds have kind of dissipated a bit. It's still snowing a decent amount, and the wind is always wicked up in these peaks. So it's still bitterly cold. But after many hours of travel, you guys get back to Skytower shelter. And I guess I need to copy Chief Ogolai. Let me get her real quick. So Chief Ogolai is back with you guys, and you see that the other chief, Kaniaka Stormcrow, is behind that palisade with some guards. And Ogolai kind of steps forward. Just imagine that her entourage is here.
Yeah, you're good.
And you hear the cawing of 6 griffins overhead, circling your guys' group. And Stormcrow says, Ogolai, it's been a while. I see you've given in to our demands. And Ogolai agrees and kind of says that she is willing to parlay, but won't give up her cloak so easily. And
I have an idea.
Okay.
We can just continue.
Okay.
Gonna be funny.
Uh-oh.
And Stormcrow and Ogolai, or Stormcrow beckons you guys to follow him to their negotiating spot.
Mm-hmm.
So let me copy you guys.
Alright, I'm gonna, while everything's going on, I'm gonna look at everybody. I'm just gonna be like, okay, if things go wrong, here's what I think. What if we get the 2 old women to fight each other for the right of the cloak?
Are they old?
They are pretty old.
They're pretty
They're
old.
pretty old.
Okay. We'll see, Tier. We'll see.
Zatrion, do you want to take bets on this?
I'll put a gold coin on Stormcrow.
Okay. But that's for if things like don't go well.
Yeah.
Could
So
we be on the side of Ogolai?
yes.
Or okay.
So
Ruby, you traitor!
Ruby jumps off into the water.
No!
I like to imagine Ruby's just like actually like half concussed and drooped out of the side of the bag.
Yeah. Just rolls off. So Stormcrow brings you to this bridge, and you see that it's a massive chasm below you with gargantuan icicles hanging from this bridge, and you hear the rush of water as ice caps are broken off and drug under into the white waves. It looks like about 100-foot drop, and
Ruby just swan dived off of it.
yep, Ruby just got
It
eaten
was
by it.
majestic.
Yeah.
That was crazy, dude. Why'd she do that?
And so Stormcrow halts, and her entourage turn around to meet Ogolai and says, "I'm sure you remember this location. It is our tribe's negotiating zone." And her and Ogolai kind of exchange words, and you notice that they're still pretty heated with each other, and the negotiations don't seem to be going as well as you had hoped. There is some arguing going on, some shouting, and the atmosphere is just a bit tense. Is there anything that you'd like to do to intervene, or would you like to continue watching how this plays out?
This is the perfect time to throw a rock at something.
What did you
I
say?
think we. He didn't say anything, Zatrion. He didn't say anything.
No, I was just kidding. Most of
Yeah. I think this isn't looking too well, guys. We probably should say something. Do we have any idea about like what exactly they were saying, or is it just too windy for where we're standing?
It's kind of just general distaste for each other.
Okay.
Saying that their word is like each other's word is not true, and they're painting each other to be terrible. And Kaniaka Stormcrow still hasn't forgiven them for killing the Griffins.
Tyr, what was that cursed wisdom you had told us from that terrible story?
Oh, the cursed wisdom from that terrible story from Avatar.
Yes, that one.
Yes. It is there was a monk, and as the story goes, there were two tribes locked in eternal combat after somebody like killed a goat or something. I don't remember that part of the story, but this diminutive tattooed monk managed to show them. No, he lied. He lied about what happened.
Hurry up, dude. This isn't going well.
Oh shit. Golai, I guess.
Hold on. You're coming with me. I'm not going in the center of this.
Hold on. Tyr's gonna quickly reach into his gray bag of tricks and roll for one. Give me a second. This will be important in a moment. You'll understand.
I hope.
Please. I'm begging. I need one of these in particular.
Is it an actual griffin?
No.
That'd be crazy.
Oh,
Yeah, right.
okay, we're gonna have to make this work. Okay, so I rolled a 3, which means I get a badger.
Okay.
But this badger like operates off of my commands.
Okay.
So I'm gonna grab this badger by the like scruff of its neck, kind of like a cat, and I'm gonna walk over to the two that are arguing.
I'll walk right with him.
And I'm gonna be like, "So, how are things?"
They both kind of look at you and simultaneously say, "Not great."
Great. I have something that will help.
Oh joy, what is that?
Well, this is a badger. But it's not just a badger, you see. This is the talking badger. Whoever's holding this badger is allowed to say what's ever on their mind, and the other simply has to listen. Now, when you're
This
done
is
with your
absolutely
thought,
ridiculous.
trust me, it has powers. Can I make a persuasion on that?
Sure.
Okay.
The talking badge.
I got a 9.
They don't really believe that this idea is gonna be very helpful.
So I gather you guys don't want to use the talking badger.
Now, listen, guys.
Okay. Tyr throws it over
Here.
her shoulder to the water.
No, wait!
Oh my god!
It's a fake creature, it doesn't matter. But it is shock value.
Is everyone shocked?
Oh god, I don't think this actually was a fake creature. Hold on, let me... It's actually a fake
Oh
creature.
no!
There,
Oh god, I
Here,
just
we're
killed
gonna have
like
some
an
words
actual...
later.
I killed an actual badger.
Here, we're gonna have some words later. Wait.
Kaniaka, like, Stormcrow and Ogolai are like, my god, man! Could you be so cold-hearted?
Listen,
Will you listen to each other now?
a badger just died. Can we speak peacefully?
We could speak peacefully if Stormcrow over here would quit being such a deceitful wench.
Mm-hmm.
And
Pointing fingers.
Stormcrow throws a string of
Pointing
insults
blame
back.
isn't helping.
Right. Okay. So let's get down to business. What are we disagreeing on?
As you say, let's get down to business. Sylvan. Well, actually, yeah, so all of you make perception checks.
Uh-oh.
That's a 2.
I got a 21.
13.
Okay. Sylvan, over the rush of the water, you hear a familiar
Oh no.
flapping of wings.
Uh-oh.
It's
Oh,
reminiscent
fuck.
of that white dragon you had an encounter with
Yeah.
prior to this.
Okay. I'm
Oh.
yelling, get off the bridge! And I'm
Oh,
just gonna
no.
book it for one of the... I'm getting off the bridge. I'm going this way.
What I've noticed, because I haven't seen,
You did not.
I'm standing there confused.
Yeah, everyone's confused right now. Valine kind of yells, "What's going on, Sylvan?"
Dragon!
Everyone's hair kind of stands on end, and they look to the sky, and
The
you
sky.
hear a colossal roar, and a hungry-looking adult white dragon come swooping in
God.
from the
damn it.
heavens. There's a large congregation of creatures here, and the dragon hasn't eaten in quite some time.
Dear God.
I need you all to roll for initiative.
Oh,
Oh gosh.
fuck.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Oh no, I don't even get a good initiative.
I got a 21.
Okay. I'll add you guys to the initiative.
Okay, I'll add my own. One second.
I got a 16.
I honestly thought that the badger was a fake creature. I feel so bad right now.
Yeah, you just hear it screeching off over the edge and it falls to its doom.
So the talking badger I thought was really gonna work, and
It was a
It
good
turns out-
idea, but it had a tragic end.
well, okay, so if it was a fey creature, it wouldn't have mattered at all. But well, hold on. It says the creature vanishes like the next dawn. That screams fey to me.
It's probably not a real creature, but it's made from magic. I don't know.
Either way, you just chucked a living, breathing badger
Oh, no, hold on.
off an ice
The
bridge.
animals summoned from a bag of tricks are not real in the conventional sense. They are magical conjurations.
Mm.
Well, they
Okay.
felt real.
Okay, I feel less bad.
I still think you should feel bad.
I mean, I could just like despawn it before it even hits the river.
Okay, Veline. Need a mage stat block.
This is interesting.
Do we want to put Ribby in this?
No,
Okay.
because I don't have her character sheet or anything.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. Good thing that Ruby's in a completely indestructible and immune to any kind of damage backpack, right, guys?
Dude, when did Ruby learn Globe of Invulnerability? That's crazy.
That's, yeah.
Very
Zatrion,
impressed
did
with
you
that.
add your thing to the turn order?
I did not.
I have you already in there, so you can just type in your number for whatever you rolled.
16.
I'm gonna have all the Goliath warriors go at the same time, so it doesn't bog down the combat.
Works for me. See, if they all... If the
Actually-
dragon lands and they just gang up on it, we're chilling, but we'll see.
Mm-hmm. The respective traps will go on their chief's turn.
Oh,
Okay, cool.
Right, let me sort the order. Okay, we'll start combat off with Tyr.
Okay.
The dragon's probably 30 foot above the bridge right now.
Alright, I am going to get really pissed off by the fact that the negotiations were interrupted and I just killed a seemingly real badger on accident. So I'm going to rage as a bonus action, and I am going to launch a javelin at the dragon.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm getting the damage here, so I gotta roll a d6. Where's my d6? There it is. Damn, max damage, let's go. So 6.
Oh wait, what did you roll to hit?
Oh shit, I forgot to roll a hit, damn. I'm an idiot.
This guy.
I'm sorry.
Bro's got magic missile.
So I think that's a 6, and then I add my... It says you can either do strength or dex to it.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to do strength, so that's plus 2 to that, so it's 12 to hit.
let's go.
That does not hit, unfortunately.
Fuck.
The javelin goes soaring through the air and hits one of its scales, and the shaft just shatters on its impact.
That's bad. Alright, I'm going to use the... I believe I've got a second attack. Did I not write this down somewhere?
You would have a second attack.
Yeah, you
Yeah, I was
should.
gonna
I think
say.
they get it at level 5.
Yeah, I'm Barbarian 7, so I definitely do. Okay, that's not going to hit for sure. So, I'm down 2 javelins and I've done nothing, and I'm just really pissed about it.
Valid.
And I'm going to move 2, 3, 4, 5. These are all 5, correct?
Yep.
Okay. 7, I'm on my turn.
All right. Zatrion, you see Tyr hurl these javelins at the dragon, and one shatters on impact and the other goes wide, sailing into the crevice below. What do you do?
Runs back.
run
5,
back, people.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Let's say the ledges are probably better. I'm going to pull out my bow. And I'm going to fire an arrow. How far is this within range? Are the ranges accurate on this map?
Yeah, it'll be like, we'll say like,
I could shoot up to 80 feet
yeah.
without going into disadvantage. So should that be in range?
I said it was like 30 feet in the air. So I don't feel like doing trigonometry. So we'll say it's all right.
All right. All right. I'm gonna take a shot. 16 plus 7 to hit. 20. What is that? 23 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Woo! I got a hit on it.
Yeah.
It's not gonna do much damage, but you know it works. Then I do a d6 plus 4. 9 damage. Piercing damage.
Nice. Anything else?
I do have a question.
What's up?
Can I launch a firework in my bow and arrow?
You can certainly try.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind.
Okay.
That is all.
Diabolical.
All right. Okay, so Beline sees you launch an arrow, and the arrow finds purchase underneath one of the dragon's mighty scales, piercing it. The dragon roars in displeasure.
No!
Beline follows your same idea and retreats. She'll get up on top of this rock, and she's like erratically looking through her book, and she's like, "No, that won't work. That's not gonna work either. Screw it!" And she casts a magic missile. So she'll launch 4 projectiles.
Pew, 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 pew.
Pew, pew,
I think they
pew.
do D4 plus 1 force damage.
Oh, they shoot 3. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. That was terrible, Veline. She did 9 force damage. So these missiles erupt from her palm and scatter out and impact the dragon at various locations, exploding off of it and cracking some of the scales. The dragon looks barely touched by these attacks. And that'll end her turn. Take it to Chief Ogolai. And Chief Ogolai is going to say, "Everyone, off the bridge! It's not safe here!" And she's going to
We're in the middle
tell
of the last
Stormcrow, she's going to say, "Stormcrow, why don't you and your men assist Tyr? He can't fight the dragon all alone. We'll move back with the rest of them."
What?
We weren't running away from him.
And so Chief Ogolai and the 6 Goliath warriors are going to grab their javelins, and she's gonna say, "Men, on my mark, hurl your javelins at the weakest point of the dragon. Aim for its underbelly. And so 7 javelins will go careening through the air. Dang, first one got a nat 20. 2d6 plus 3 because of the nat 20. First one did 11 damage. Exit to there. Nice. Ooh, nat 1 for the second one. The warrior goes to throw this javelin and slips on ice and launches it straight up into the air. Third one gets a 13 to hit, which does not hit. The fourth one gets an 18 to hit, which does. Deals deals 4 damage. Fifth one misses, and sixth one misses. And then Ogolai also misses. So these javelins go hurling through the air, and almost all of them fly wide, and the dragon does some evasive maneuvers to try and dodge them, but ends up exposing its belly, and one of the javelins pierces its internal organs, and the other pierces its hind leg. It roars with pain and looks like it wants to descend downward. Stormcrow's turn. They're also going to move back to reinforced tier, and they're going to launch javelins at it as well. Miss, miss, hit, dealing 9 piercing damage. Miss, miss, and miss. So another wave of 7 javelins go flying through the air. The dragon hurls its wings around itself to form a shield, and they bounce off of it harmlessly, except for one that finds purchase in its shoulder joint. It is now the dragon's turn. So the dragon's gonna go into a nosedive with its wings wrapped around it and slam into the ice bridge right here.
Oh, jeez.
And every creature on the board needs to make a wisdom saving throw as it roars out in fury.
Oh! 26.
Nice.
4.
Ooh. Zatrion?
I am making a what?
Wisdom saving throw.
7. Yeah, 17. Sorry, let's check
Okay.
them out.
Okay. The, so, Zatrion, I need to make one for Veline. Zatrion and, Sylvan succeed. The rest of the creatures are frightened in its terrifying presence as this hulking dragon looms over them. So you are frightened for 1 minute. And at the end of each of your turns, you can repeat the saving throw. On a success, it ends the frightened effect. And the dragon's gonna crawl its way forward at one of the cowering Goliath warriors. And it's gonna bite and then make 2 claw attacks.
Man,
So-
the music's going off right now.
Heck yeah. Bite hits. Claw hits. Other claw hits. So it's gonna do... I'm just gonna roll this in the app because I think it'll be easier. The bite is going to do Okay, where's the advanced ruler? There it is. 24 damage. And then the claws are going to do 13 and 9, so 37, 45 damage, or 46 damage total. The Goliath warrior is bloodied. It seems to rip massive chunks out of the Goliath warrior, and he screams in agony as his body is mutilated, but he's still standing. Sylvan, you're up after witnessing this gruesome sight.
Okay. I think I know what I'm gonna do after a little bit of debate, and I'm gonna call upon Yggdrasil.
Oh, shoot.
As stone and ice form around his body, he takes on this mountainous appearance. He moves forward, and he's going to cast Call Lightning on the dragon.
Nice.
So, I need him to make her to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. It got a 6.
That fails. So that'll be 3d10. I don't have 3d10. Let me just do it here. Wow. Wow.
Dang, those are some low rolls.
That's 8 lightning damage.
Okay.
It's not stormy out, right?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so. Well, with my second action with this Yggdrasil form, I'm gonna call upon the lightning again. Do another dexterity saving throw on the dragon.
Okay. It's going to... Let's see. It's going to use one of its legendary resistances to automatic succeed.
Okay. I hope I roll well with this one. Okay, it'll take 10
Oof.
lightning damage.
Okay.
Going into that form uses my bonus action. And 2 actions used as I conjure up this storm cloud and just immediately fry it as best I can, and that'll end my turn.
The snow around this creature immediately vaporizes as cracks of lightning crash down upon it. You see shards of ice and scales go flying from its back, and see the remnants of burn marks on it. The creature roars in pain. Tyr, what do you do?
I'm gonna try to. So I can try to remake that roll, right?
At the end of your turn.
The end. So frightened means I can't move, correct?
I think you can move, but only away from it. And I
Yeah.
don't think you can attack it either.
All right, let me.
If you can, it's with disadvantage.
Yeah, that's right. Disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls.
Some shit. I mean, I have to try to attack, otherwise I'm gonna lose the rage.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna launch 2 javelins at it. So let me roll this. First one's definitely not gonna hit. Okay.
Don't forget they're at disadvantage.
Right now, I'm doing disadvantage.
Okay.
Does a 12 hit somehow?
No, it does not,
I
unfortunately.
didn't think so. Okay, so I'll do that, and then... I don't think there's anything else I can do.
Okay.
So that'll end my turn. I have
All
one
right.
javelin left.
Zatrion, you see these javelins.
Oh, wait, hold on, I need to make my roll.
Okay. Oh yeah. Good thinking.
Does a... Yeah, that's not gonna work.
What is it?
6.
Yeah, it doesn't succeed, unfortunately.
Didn't think so. Alright, that on my turn, sorry.
Okay. So Zatrion, you see these javelins ricochet off the creature's forehead and go careening through the air before implanting into the ground. What do you do?
Uh, I don't have much I can do from this side, besides toss another arrow at it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna roll for that real quick.
You are over 90 feet away from it.
Can I move forward, I guess? I'm gonna move forward just slightly.
Yep.
Move up to where the Goliath warriors are. That should put me within range. Yes. Alright. The roll for arrow. Alright. 11 plus 7. Does an 18 hit?
It does hit.
It does. Nice. Okay. 1d6 plus 4. 7 damage.
Nice.
Alright. I have to run and get May food real quick before she gets sick, so I'm going to tune into the stream, and I'm going to text the group chat if it becomes my turn again.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright, Veline's up. She sees these heroic actions of everyone attacking the dragon. Oh god, I can hear myself. She is going to cast... Man.
Best spell in the entire game.
Yes, an ice spell against the white dragon.
Perfect. He'll never see it coming.
Indeed, you're right. She's gonna cast Fireball onto the dragon, but out of reach of the others.
Mm-hmm.
So the dragon needs to make a saving throw.
Yeah, dragon.
It succeeds, so it'll take half damage. I think... I forget how many. Is it like 66? I forget.
I think 86.
8d6. Okay.
Oh.
Yes. 8d6 fire damage.
Yeah.
Okay. So half of that, damn, that was a pretty mid roll too. So
Yeah,
it'll
what
take
the heck?
11 fire damage. Is that? So this fireball goes flying through the air, illuminating the bridge, and it impacts the back of the creature, blowing more spines and scales off of its body. The creature roars in pain as this massive explosion happens behind it. Let's get the Chief Ogolai's turn. So the Chief was also frightened. So she's gonna move back a little bit and say, "Keep your distance, men, but don't stop firing if you can." And there's like, her voice is like wavering. And another volley of spears come flying through the air. Okay. We have 2 hits. Or sorry, 1 hit.
Oof.
Their fear has taken the best of them, and they kind of lose their grip on the javelins and they go careening off the edge and sliding into the snow, except for one that managed to impale its tail. It does 9 piercing damage. So take it to there. Spear goes straight into its tail underneath some scales. And then they're gonna roll for their wisdom saving throws. Oh shoot. I'm just gonna have Chief Ogolai make the roll for all of them just to save some time. She got a nat 20, so they'll build up their confidence to begin charging the beast.
Hey, real quick question, Nick. Sorry, I noticed something. If I fail a saving throw while I'm raging, I can re-roll it.
Okay.
Is there any chance that I could do that at the start of my turn?
Yeah, if you wanna.
Okay.
Yeah, either do it now or at the start of your turn, whatever works.
Okay. Sorry, I just wanted to ask on that. I forgot I had that.
No, you're good. I do not mind. Okay. Stormcrow's turn. They are going to back up, and this will provoke an opportunity attack on all of them.
Oh, the cowards.
They failed their saving throws against its frightful presence as well. So it's going to start lashing out with various appendages of its body. It misses. Actually, what is their. Oh, it hits. Okay. This attack does that much damage. Okay. The first one takes 10 damage. The second one takes 14 damage. The third one takes 17 damage. The fourth one takes 11. The fifth one takes 9. The sixth one takes 16. And Stormcrow, they got a nat 1 on Stormcrow, so it'll miss that attack. She deflects it with her greatsword. And then
Sword.
it is a great sword. Stormcrow's gonna try and muster her men once again. And she got a 7. So unfortunately they remain frightened as these massive gashes get strewn across their bodies. It's now the dragon's turn. It's going to rear its head back, forming ice crystals in its mouth, and it's going to launch a cascade of hail and ice shards covering, let's see, everything in a 60-foot cone. So
Did
that
it just
definitely
do the best spell in the entire game?
No, it did its cold breath.
Oh.
I need you to make a Constitution saving throw tier, and then they will also make Constitution saving
Okay.
throws.
My dice is going to dice jail. This thing's pissed me off.
So Stormcrow and Posse succeed.
I'm trying to. I'm going to use the reroll on this. This is stupid.
Okay.
I'm using the. Oh, fuck me sideways.
No. That sucks. Okay, so you'll take the full amount.
No, it's been real, guys.
Let's see.
You're not dying under my watch.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Sure.
Take 42 cold damage, and the rest
Oh,
will
we're
take
chilling.
21.
We are chilling.
Alright, so this guy dies. The icy blast freezes his feet to the ground, and the sheer force of it keeps pushing him back as his body starts getting ripped from his legs. till he completely severs into two. And the other get immediate frostbite, and their flesh becomes necrotic, and gashes get strewn across their body from the flying shards of hail. On top of its cold breath, it will make 3 attacks. It'll target G1, G4, and G5. One with a bite, and the other 2 with claw. Alright, it hit with that one. And then let me do the claw attacks because I already have the claw one loaded. Ooh, nat 20. Okay. So, bite guy will take... 21 damage. The nat 20 guy will take 19 damage, and the other guy will take 16 damage. So they are all mortal as the dragon lashes out in fury. Sylvan, you see this horrifying display of nature unfold before you. What do you do?
He's gonna say some like prayer out loud, like Yggdrasil, hear my call. And then he reaches an arm up as if he's grabbing another lightning bolt and launches 2 more, so 2 dexterity saving throws at the dragon.
Okay. It's gonna use its legendary resistance for one of them,
That's fine.
and then roll for the other. So he got a 14, and then automatically succeeds the second one.
Okay. 14 fails because
Okay.
of my forms, plus 2 to wisdom.
Nice.
So that's 16 lightning damage, and then 11 lightning damage.
Damn, so 27 total.
Yeah.
Nice. Is there anything else that you would like to do?
Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll back up to there, so I'm not as close to everybody.
Okay.
And that will end my turn.
All right. So these colossal lightning bolts form in the sky once again, cracking down upon the dragon and slamming it into the ground with absurd force. The dragon yelps and roars in agony. It is looking bloodied. At the end of your turn, it's going to use a legendary action and make a wing attack. So, each creature within 10 feet of it, so that'll be everyone but Tyr, must succeed a dexterity saving throw. And they fail. And they will take 13 bludgeoning damage and be knocked prone. And then the dragon is going to move a little closer. So G4 and 5 are gonna die as colossal rocks get thrown forward and just crush the Goliaths into the ground. Stormcrow is looking mortal.
Shit.
Tyr, you're up.
Am I still frightened?
You have to make your secondary save, right?
No, because I tried to use it on the Constitution.
Oh yeah, that's
So-
when you got the 4 or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes,
So-
you're still frightened.
I guess I'll use my last javelin. Roll to hit. Dirty 20.
Nice. Yeah, that hits.
Okay. So that thing is gonna take. Let me see what I add to a javelin throw here. Would I add my strength mod to that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's gonna take 5 damage from that, and then I think Let me check to see if something procs real quick.
Okay.
I just need to see if one keyword is used. Okay, it just says weapon attack, so this will count. So I will do extra damage here.
Nice.
So that's gonna do. I'm gonna start adding. So 5 plus another 5, so 10 plus half of my barbarian rounding up, so that's 14. So that's gonna do 14 damage.
Dang.
And then for a second attack, I'm gonna throw a hand axe at it because I'm out of things to
Okay.
throw. So hand axe. So that'll do 1d6 plus 2. If I hit, does a 18 hit?
It does.
Okay. So that will be 5 more damage. So total
Nice.
19 to it.
Alright.
And then let me make my save to see if I can move again. Ah, yes. 16?
Let me check. Yeah, you're good.
Alright. I'm gonna move in close to this thing.
Yeah.
Let me see if I have any bonus actions I can use. I do not. Okay, that'll end my turn.
Alright.
Actually, we can, I'm gonna move in front of Stormcrow here.
Okay. Zatrion's up. I don't know. He said that he was gonna text what he could do, but I don't know if he's here. Like,
He's texting in the. He wants to use Dimension Door, he says.
oh, okay. There's not a frozen body on the back of the dragon. And yes, you can use Dimension Door. Where do you want to teleport to? And are you taking someone with you?
Bro's saying words.
I think you have to touch the creature to bring them with you, so I don't
Yeah,
think that'll work.
And I
Dimension
also
doors,
don't want to leave this sign.
It's you and one other person.
Do you have to touch them to teleport them?
That's. I'm assuming so. Because you teleport from where you're currently standing to somewhere else.
Yeah. Yeah, it says the creature must be within 5 feet of you when you cast the spell. Alright, roll for your attack and damage.
You know your
Is he
your
within
modifier.
range? Oh, that's not right.
If he
So,
moves
yeah,
closer,
good.
oh wait, it's 80. Never mind.
Use roll dice for 7 to modifiers. Okay.
There. Wow, nat 20.
Dang. Nice, Joey.
Okay.
Crazy.
What's,
And then,
it's just
what
a
kind of
short
weapon
bow?
is it? I don't remember. Is it a short bow, Luke, or is it like a hand crossbow, or?
I remember being a short bow.
Okay.
Both things. Yes.
Short bow.
I think it's
5e.
1d4 plus 4. Okay. So That'll be 14 piercing damage.
Nice.
That's a double damage from the crit.
Right.
There you go, Zatrion. I got you a crit.
Heck yeah. It's down. Oh man. It's at about a quarter of its health. You're chipping away. Like,
Chip it in.
chip it in. This arrow comes whistling through the air out of the darkness and finds purchase in one of its exposed scale areas where the lightning had sheared them off. The arrow drives deep into its flesh and punctures some of its vital organs. That brings it to Veline, and she says, "Well, this seemed to work last time. Let's give it another whirl." And she casts Fireball again, but out of range of Tyr.
Yay!
So it needs to make a Dex saving throw. It's going to use its last legendary resistance to succeed. And so it'll take half of the damage. So half of that is like 13 and a half, so 13 fire damage.
Yeah, 13.
So 40. Okay. Nice. This explosion rebounds off of its back and sends blood and viscera flying in all directions, lighting up the night sky. The dragon rears in pain. And Veline kind of cheers and says, "I think we're getting close, guys. Keep the pressure on."
Just
And
minutes.
Chief Ogolai says, "You heard the mage. Charge, men!" And her and her posse are gonna charge forward. Let me see how much movement they have. Okay. They'll dash so that they can surround the creature with their weapons drawn, leaving it no room to escape. Stormcrow is going to disengage as an action and hide behind some rock cover and say, "Hold fast, men. Press the advantage. We've got the dragon in our grasp now." And they kind of shout and charge the beast. They will attack twice with their battle axes. Miss. Second guy. Ooh, got a nat 20. And a hit for the second one, so sweet. We'll just lump it all into one. 25 damage. Oh my god. This thing is super mortal now.
Yes.
He drives his battle axe into its neck, hacking away chunks, and the dragon starts to collapse on the ground, breathing erratically and gurgling from its throat. The fourth Goliath is going to make 2 attacks. He hits and hits again. He does 16 damage. The dragon is on its last legs. Again, this Goliath starts hacking away at its neck and head, just ripping out chunks of the dragon as viscera and blood cover the snow, a stark contrast from its pure white. The dragon's gonna take its turn, and let me see. Does not recharge its cold breath. So it is going to do a multi-attack in a desperate escape. It's going to attack the 3 Goliath warriors that just attacked it. The bite hits, the claw hits, and the last claw hits. So the dragon's gonna raise its colossal head, opening its maw to strike down at this Goliath. It takes 11 piercing damage, killing the creature. The dragon snaps its jaws around the Goliath, throwing him up in the air and swallowing him whole.
Damn.
The other Goliath is going to take 12 slashing damage, which is just enough to kill him. The dragon, in its rage, brings its claws back, swiping through the air at vicious speeds. The Goliath is cleaved into 3 separate pieces as a massive hand comes swiping through him. The last Goliath will take 16 damage, which is also enough to kill him. With its other leg, it brings it up in the air and smushes him into the ground. You hear the crunching of bone and blood flying out in all directions. Sylvan, it's up to you now.
Are you okay, bro?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I'll march onto the bridge. It looks like I got a clear shot on him without hitting anybody. Just, may you find comfort in death, and I need 2 more dexterity saving throws.
Alright. Fails his first one. Gets a 14 on the second.
That fails.
Alright, he fails both.
D10. 10 and 30 lightning damage.
How do you want to kill it?
Yes.
So the first 10 damage, it strikes through its wings, tearing them up. And then the 20 just bolts right through the skies, right through its heart into the ground.
Dang. The beast has been silenced.
Zooey
Good job.
mama.
Put on this one again.
Opioid addiction.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yes.
You are now afflicted with opioid addiction after killing this dragon.
I knew it. I knew an opioids were something in
I
common.
want the Baldur's Gate narrator to just be like, you feel a sudden urge to seek out fentanyl. You can't explain why.
So after the beast has been silenced, all the Goliath warriors erupt into cheer and they hug each other and high five. And Stormcrow comes hobbling out from behind that rock, and she's bent double, clutching her sides. She's very bloody and maimed, covered in bruises. Ogolai rushes to meet Stormcrow and offers some form of aid. And the warriors come to assist as well.
I'm gonna make a frightened roll real quick. Oh wait, no, I had succeeded previously. Never mind. I was gonna say,
It's also
I'm
dead.
frightened,
I was gonna say, you're not frightened anymore, it's dead.
but it would have been funny to continue being frightened even if it's dead.
Jesus, what is that?
I'm gonna pick around in its insides to see if there's anything cool.
Okay. You don't really find much unless you wanted to like try and harvest its scales or something.
Yeah, why not? Let's take a couple scales.
Alright, go for it. I'm not gonna have you roll, you can just take them.
All right. How many would you say is reasonable to get?
You could take 6.
All right. Surely this will be worth something later. I'm also gonna reclaim the 1 javelin that actually hit.
Okay.
Stormcrow.
She
kinda like-
what would you say?
I'm kind of towering over everyone as this mountainous-looking figure, but
You are.
She kind of like looks up whenever you bellow her name, and she's so exhausted, but you can still tell that there is terror in her eyes from a near-death experience, and also witnessing this beast of nature towering above her. And she says, "Thank you all. I didn't think I was gonna make it through that."
I'll begin to cast Healing Spirit. As golden energy flows from his eyes down into his hand, he points to the spot behind Stormcrow, and this like translucent gold lizard appears, and he goes, "Walk through the spirit and it'll heal you."
As they're doing this, there's just wet squelching sounds as Spirit is ripping off scales and like, stacking them.
She turns around, and with the assistance of Ogolai, she hobbles through the lizard.
She gets 1d6 to that spirit as she goes through it. Okay, just 1d6. Wow, she gets 1 health. But she can...
Since we're out of battle, I'll say that it gives her like full restorative properties.
Yeah, so she can keep going through it a number of times equal to 1 plus 5 times. So she can go through 5 times.
Okay. So yeah, she kind of just hangs out within its presence,
All right.
and it begins mending her wounds and restoring her body to its previous state.
Zatrion's still just chilling across the bridge by himself, I guess.
Yeah.
No.
In a rare show of affection, Ogolai and Stormcrow embrace each other and say, "Perhaps we should settle this petty feud. Clearly our warriors
Squelch.
are meant to work along with each other, not against each other. We can achieve much greater things." And they shake hands, and Stormcrow looks to you guys and says, "Thank you for all your help. I owe you a life debt. The least I can do is offer you my griffins to give you passage to wherever you need to go."
Tyr's gonna walk over covered in dragon blood and just be like, "You can get so many scales off of these things."
Sylvan's gonna like shamble around everyone. He's gonna put his hand kind of down on their 2 hands that are shaking. Strength is found in togetherness. It might be cliche, but it really does work. We appreciate your help in our Griffin 8 or CE quest.
They both nod and agree with you. And Stormcrow says, "Just stop back at Skytower whenever you wish to depart. We'll be there, and you'll be welcome anytime." And Chief Ogolai agrees, says, "You're welcome to our tribe anytime as well." And she says, "I believe you adventurers could make more use of this than I can. You showed great strength and mettle today." And she pulls off her cloak of protection and hands it to you guys.
Oh,
Let this be a token of our renewed friendship and a better future for all of us.
nice. You guys want a dragon scale?
The mountains
How about-
guide you.
How about
You as well.
the baby dragon now?
Oh yeah, we gotta go back and steal.
There's a dragon's horde close by.
Yeah, there's a whole horde back there.
I guess there is, isn't there?
Tyr looks extremely excited about this and like starts cramming scales in his bag. So guys, we gotta go back and get this.
Yeah,
So-
the cloak of protection offers +1 to AC and saving throws while you're wearing it.
Ooh. Who do you think could make best use of this?
Well, as much as I'd like it, Tier's been really getting slam dunked on his saving throws.
Yeah, Tyr, you should probably take this one.
Are you sure? I don't want to bogart here.
No.
Oh, dude.
Okay.
If I know you're a lot more effective in melee, and you've been stuck in throwing
Yeah.
tough.
I take my damage at a distance, so... Or at least I attack from a distance. So I should be fine.
Okay. Appreciate
I have
that.
my ways of not dying.
Okay,
+1 to
Magic
AC,
Man.
+1 to save throws.
Correct.
I was
Not
just
all
thinking
of us
about-
could be blessed by a god.
What do you want it to look like?
I'm imagining like, because they're up in the north, it's probably something like fur-lined, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But beyond that, I'm not sure. Maybe like something Griffin skin. Would
Okay.
be kind of cool. I don't really know what it
Sure.
look like. I just didn't know. if
I
it
mean,
was,
I
like,
can
you know,
tell you like the
description.
actual description, but I figured like might be cooler if you could pick however you want it to look. But if you want the actual description, I can give it to you.
Yeah, I'll take that. See if it's cool.
Okay. Let me find it real quick.
I'm just thinking of like,
Page. $66.
all I can think of is like the Halo 5 trailer
Yeah.
where Master
that
Chief
would be
kind of walks
sick.
up with the.
Yeah,
that's-
and he's
Yeah.
the Guardian.
That's all I can
Yeah.
think of is what this cloak of protection would look like.
Okay, Nick. Since you said I can choose this, is there any chance that, despite it being very clearly stated to be a cloak, can it be a poncho?
Yeah, that's fine.
Ooh.
Okay. The poncho of protection is going on.
Bro's got his PP. All right. So, what would you guys like to do now that you survived the adult white dragon?
I want to go steal its shit.
I think we should take this tribe back to their camp. Let's just make sure they get back safely.
Okay, and then go steal
Okay.
their shit.
That's fine.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, you guys all begin your trek back to Skytower shelter. You make it there safely, as it's not too far of a distance away.
How many of
Um,
them got wiped out? Was it a ton?
There's like two.
All of the Skytower
Yeah.
warriors.
All the warriors from Skytower died.
Jeez.
Ogolai was very close to dying. So Ogolai retreats back to the Sky Tower and says, "We're gonna begin preparations for mourning our warriors, and I will let everyone know of our renewed friendship and alliance." And she says, "You guys better get back and rest up. That was a hard-fought victory." And
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. That's a good call.
yeah, shit's sick.
Yeah. For those of you that
Imagine
don't
like
know.
that, but with like kind of some winter themed aspects to it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is kind of what we're talking about for the cloak.
Oh, that's cool.
And I get the Master Chief helmet too, right? Right, guys?
Oh yeah, you just become Master Chief. So on your way back, or I guess you could either go back or stay here because the Griffins are here. But you mentioned that you wanted to go loot the dragon horde. So you remember your way back to the dragon's nest. It takes a few hours to get there, and upon arrival, you don't see the baby dragon. It must have went off on its own to fend for itself.
It was taken by Haberbacher Knocker.
That's
Crocker.
right.
This will be important later.
I want to know what happened to the freaking white dragon from the boat.
Don't worry, that's where we're headed.
I know we're moving up to the Sea of Moving Ice.
Well, that was an ancient one. We just fought
Yeah.
a
Adult.
Yeah. The ancient ones are horrifying.
We're not strong enough for that one.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know. I survived the encounter with it last time. Barely.
Barely.
Because someone cast light onto my eyeballs.
In retrospect, I don't think that would have worked, but
We were still learning.
I know.
Fun.
It is.
So the dragon's horde contains 110 gold. Or I'll just paste it in chat. It'll be easier.
Alright.
Can I paste it into Discord? Can't. Okay, check Discord.
Damn.
Ow.
Okay. Do you want me to hang on to all the gemstones and stuff?
It seems like this is the curse of klepto talking, so I absolutely, because I don't know about it.
Okay.
This is like one of those I am perfectly trustworthy and can be handled or trusted around like
Yeah.
valuable
I don't
objects.
care. Go ahead. I'll take all the gemstones if you guys want to divide the coinage among yourselves, and then the potions. I'm also good. So I'll just take the gemstones and art objects and file those away.
Okay.
You know, why doesn't Luke just take everything? Just kidding.
Well, in here, actually.
No, I mean if you insist.
If you guys are cool with it, I definitely want to.
Zatrion picks up his bag and it like falls over. He's carrying like 2 tons of gold.
Where'd you get that necklace?
No. No, we're not going to talk about
Can't
that right
argue with
now.
that.
Wait, did I? So would I actually have seen it? Because this could be funny.
I don't know. It was Luke. Were you?
Luke, did you actually
displaying
knock
it at
over your
all?
bag?
I'm sorry, what was the question? Was I wearing it? Or did I
No,
just...
did you actually knock over your bag so like we could get a glimpse of everything?
I mean, I probably opened it up to put the gemstones and stuff in.
Okay. Yeah, well, I'll deal with that later. Any chance I could?
Let me be a klepto.
I am. Oh, dude, I'm not interfering with this at all. I thought of a funny situation, but I don't want to do it yet. Any chance I could get my hands on the potion of stone giant strength?
Go for it, dude.
Okay.
One of you guys are welcome to the potion of healing. I can heal I got healing word, so.
All right.
I'll take the scroll containing the poem.
All right. I'm going to take the set of polyhedral dice. I'll also do the potion of growth, and that's all I want. Can I make a roll for a roll with the dice that I just got?
Sure.
Okay. I'm going to roll a Try to roll a 25 with the D25 that I just picked up.
Why?
So they can be funny. Oh, I got an 18. These dice suck. Dude, I just continually be rolling this to try to get a perfect 25.
Interesting. What? 9, 13, 25, and 30.
Did anyone take the potion of climbing?
I did not. Nope.
Nope.
I'll write it down.
And then are we evenly dividing the gold pieces, or are you guys...
You guys can take the gold pieces. I don't.
I mean, if nobody wants the gold pieces,
If you want to just hang on to it, man, go for it.
I'll
Yeah.
take them.
We're gonna have to go through a whole thing to try and make this apart this gold at some point.
This may be a
who's
fact.
Who's taking care of the bag of holding?
Oh, I've got it on me.
Do you want to just put in the several embroidered throw pillows depicting wormling dragons in it? I don't think I'd carry that on me, but it might be handy to have pillows, I guess.
Seems like they'd be something good to sell, if nothing else.
Yeah, that too.
You want me to hang on to the copper chalice as well?
I have that.
Okay, you've got it. I'm guessing anything valuable you've got right now.
Yep, pretty much.
Okay. That will work for me then. Can I try to make a nature
Have
check
you
so I
read?
can figure out where the little baby went?
Sure.
Okay. Hold on a second. So I've got an Outlander background. Let me see if that gives me anything. It does not give me any advantages here. Unfortunate. Let me make a nature check. I got a 2.
Yeah, you're not sure where the dragon went. It could be anywhere in these mountains.
Okay.
Hey,
Sylvan, you have any idea where this thing might have gone?
I'll look around. Just a nature check.
Yep.
Did I have something about that with this form? I don't think so. No, that's saving throws. Okay. That is a 16.
Okay. So your knowledge of dragons tells you that they're pretty independent creatures, and the baby dragon was forced to be on its own for now, so it's likely went off to find a more lucrative location, likely still staying to the tops of these mountains
Okay.
in a pretty hostile environment.
I'll relay that to Tyr. Looking for somewhere safer is all. I doubt he'll come back here.
Someday we'll find that dragon. I hate to think that it's apart from its mom.
They're pretty independent here. It'll be fine.
Oh, I wasn't worried about it being fine.
Hmm?
We just killed its mom. I was going to reunite them.
I understand, Tyr.
No, I want to kill the dragon.
In time, perhaps we will. Perhaps we'll never see it again.
Maybe. And while they're like divvying things up, Tyr's gonna just kind of like watch the ground or not the sky to see if this thing shows up.
This is a nice rock here.
This is a nice rock. Be great to bash a dragon's head in with. Okay. So do we want to head back to Storm Spy, wherever the fuck they are?
Skytower.
Skytower, yeah.
Yeah, I'm good
Cool.
with this.
I
Alright. Do you guys want to head back there and then call it there?
works for me.
Yeah,
I think that'll be a pretty good spot to end things, so you guys can get back onto the main quest with Shan.
Cool.
All right.
I'm like shaking a riblet to try to wake her or wake him up the whole time.
Shake riblet.
Come on.
Shaken baby. Shaken riblet syndrome.
This raccoon doesn't work.
I want a refund.
Oh, I put this on the wrong.
I want a new
page.
one.
Alright. Well, hope
Good
you guys
session,
had
man. That was
fun.
fun.
Oh yes.
Thanks. Yes. Ton of fun. Thanks for working with me, guys. Sorry I had to run out in the middle of that.
Yeah,
it's
no problem.
May was gonna get sick. So,
You're chilling.
Oh, Gucci.
can't have that. Alright. Have a good night, guys.
And
too.
man,
Good
take
night.
it easy.
See you guys.
See ya.
Alright. So that's the end of the stream tonight. Thank you guys for joining, bearing with us along the adventure, and we killed an adult white dragon. That's something. We're going to be getting some griffins now and flying to let me look at my notes. The Ragged Glacier? Eventually, yeah. But we solved the dispute between the tribes. I say it's a win. Alright, until next time. Peace.